Welcome back to Gadgets, Gimmicks and Tech, and this is the fifth in a short series of videos on the Feiyu-tech Summon Plus 4K camera and gimbal. I thought I'd just start off this video with a quick sort of trip down the road on a bicycle and see how the camera performed handheld. In the video I'm going to be talking about various frame rates, showing some time lapses, and also coming to some conclusions about the overall performance of the camera and the gimbal. But first, I just thought you might enjoy seeing a little bit of bicycling in some nice weather and how it comes out using the Summon Plus handheld. As I say, coming up we will be talking about some frame rate issues. 4K recording is at 25 frames per second natively, and that's fixed. So we're going to go on to having a go at some of the time-lapse features, and I spent a little while the other day doing a time-lapse of some alpaca shelters that we've had constructed. We've been really waiting for some good weather, and we only had about half a day. There's 3 being put up. I'm afraid I only managed to get 1 actually on camera because it was so wet and I didn't want to leave the camera out getting all rained on. Anyway, this is a time-lapse taken over about an hour and a half, 5 seconds between each frame of picture. Very windy day, as you can probably see. There's a bit of jitter, so what I actually did was I put it through After Effects and the warp stabilizer, which you can see on the right here, and very little needed to do in the way of stabilization, as you can tell by the very minimal amount of zooming in of the image, but it makes it rock solid. So I just thought it was interesting to show that the unstabilized original in very windy conditions, and I thought it did admirably well, and just actually touching it up a little and stabilizing it. This is how you actually get into the time-lapse menu. You boot up and then you press 3 times on the menu button and you get into the menus, come down to time-lapse, and then you can, as I say, detect what one you want to go to. You've also got the option of unlimited recording or setting recording times. Now this option is a setting which allows you to set the pan speed. They've got it down as level or something, which I think is a little bit odd, but level and vertical, which they could have as tilt. So I set the Summon Plus up on a tripod in the field, and we're going to have a go at the first time lapse, and we used a level setting of 11 on this one, which I think is a little fast. Interesting thing to note for these is that all the time lapses seem to be a maximum resolution of 1080, so I've actually taken it into After Effects and used the detail preserving upscale to convert it to 4K. In addition, the time lapses are done at 30 frames a second, whereas the 4K recordings are 25 frames a second. So it would be rather nice if there was either 4K at 30 frames a second or time lapses at 25, because I've had to use Premiere to take the footage and interpret it again to mix it with the 4K. Now this time lapse I've changed the pan setting or level setting down to 1, and it's a much smoother result. The clouds look phenomenal and they look really nice, so I was very pleased with the way that turned out. So overall, what do I think of the Summon Plus? It's a great improvement over the original Summon. It's a nice camera gimbal combination, but the one thing that is bad on it is the viewfinder. It's its Achilles heel. You can see it switched on here, but it's very dim. It really needs to have a much more contrasty viewfinder, and if they can sort that, absolutely great. Maybe also an increase in shutter speed would be good for certain shots, because I think fast movement, it looks a little bit blurry, a little bit jittery still, so slightly faster shutter speeds and again we're good to go. But it's solidly built, it's got a nice grip on the handle, nice rubberized handle, all metal construction, really good quality, so I'm very impressed with the Summon Plus. If you want to know more about it, visit Feiyu-tech.com and look up the Summon Plus. For now, thanks for watching, do consider subscribing, but bye bye for now.